Okay, this will be an interesting one. Right, let's see how we go with this one. Alright, we're going to look at the enlargement when we've got it. So we're just going to set this up. The hand's a bit shaky, folks. Sorry. I don't know how. I'm going to leave it in the middle. Alright, let's see how we go with this. We've got to get it out. It came out of a Chinese financial paper, I think. Obviously, this is to do with climate change. And climate change is a serious problem we have in this world, folks. And it's driven by, in large part, by big business and industry. So this is about A5 by that way. It's a bit longer than an A5 and a bit narrower than an A5. But basically, it is a big problem. And basically, industry's involved. And the photocopier industry is the industry I'm focusing on, because one day there'll come a time when I've got basically disabilities, right? I've got brain damage done to the hippocampus primarily and the short-term memory primarily. And I can't learn, I can't be a CEO. I can't do anything more than work in a sheltered workshop, but I can do these demos really well. But basically, I'm looking forward to the day they'll have bionic technology, because I want to be a person who's a good steward to this planet, and I want to become a CEO. So for me to become a CEO, I've got to basically have technology to basically fix the damaged parts, like a quantum computer designed to run at normal temperatures, because obviously it cannot be refrigerated in my brain, so like normal quantum computers are. So basically, I'm trying to work out how big to make this, but basically I'm looking forward to the day when they have that assistive technology, so that my damaged parts will be supplanted with quantum computer, and that it would allow me to become both a CEO and a scientist, because I am a very smart person. I just had the unfortunate situation where when I was actually being born, I had a cord around my neck and I came out feet first, or breech position. There was no doctors at the time to help me, so I came out, I was left alone with my mum, and we basically had a traumatic birth, and I could have died. It's amazing that I'm here to tell the story, folks, because I could have died. I nearly died. But the good thing was I survived. And basically I'm now going to try and make this planet a happier and cleaner place. So I want to build photocopiers, because I'm passionate about photocopiers. And I want to build ones that are artificially intelligent, and ones that last 60 years, spare parts and also consumables. So it's going to be a machine that's going to last 60 years instead of 5 years, and it's going to be also made in such a way that when the machine finally has to be decommissioned, it's easy to strip it apart and recycle the materials. We're also going to use a lot less plastic. We aim to keep the plastic at about 5% of the machine. Only the parts that need to be plastic, like the wiring, the cable, the insulation, the plugs and sockets, they're the only parts that should be allowed to be made out of plastic. So plastic is going to be minimised. We're going to minimise that shit material. It's a shit material that gets used too often, too much, and ends up in our oceans. And basically that's where the scientist comes in. I'm going to make a lot of money ethically. When the machine gets when the machine is being manufactured, we're going to use mostly human labour. We're only going to save the automation for dangerous tasks or tasks that are not healthy for humans. And basically, we're going to pay the workers a good wage, a really fair wage. We've got to make them happy, keep them happy, and keep them in good stead. And the workers are going to be rotated every 2 weeks to do different tasks. So everyone gets to know every manufacturing station on the floor. So it's going to be a place where people will actually enjoy working. And basically, there's not going to be any slave labour. This machine's going to be built on Australian territory. It's going to be, as much as possible, we're going to use recycled materials, and we may import from rubbish dumps around the world the materials to build most of this equipment. Now, what am I doing? Mirror image. So basically, we're trying to make this machine ethical in a humanitarian sort of a way, and good for the environment. And the money I earn, coming back to this, and the money I earn building these machines, or should I say being the CEO, although I will have myself work on the floor to get to know the equipment myself, to get to know how the photocopier is assembled and that, and to make sure that and we just fucked it up here, that's just the machine, funny size. But basically, I want to work on the factory floor myself and go to all the different stations on the floor myself. I don't just want to just be sitting in an office in an ivory tower doing just the CEO stuff, although I'll probably have a lot of overtime to be worked in the office. But basically, I want to get familiar with how things work myself. I don't want to be just someone up there in the office. So I'll just put these aside. So yeah, I just want to do what's good by the planet and by the earth. So, and one of the things I want to do with all that money that I earn, or most of it, should I say, is basically fund scientific experiments. I want to be a scientist, as I said. And I want to be a scientist, and I want to find solutions to big problems like climate change, for example. How to clean up the oceans which are full of plastic. Harnessing the power of lightning to make yet another renewable power source. There's so much I want to do. So many things I want to change for the better of the world. And I want to live a long life so I can realise this huge bucket list that I've given for myself, that I really want to help. I want to be a solution to the problem, not the part of the problem. And we need more people to come on board so that mankind has a bright, clean and green future. So that's my 10 cents, no, not 10 cents. Maybe it is 10 cents, not 2 cents. Maybe we'll just call it 10 cents for a change. I think that's my 10 cents for the day. And another thing to mention, I want to be able to make sure that we end poverty, that we don't have people living on the street. So we've got to give to humanitarian stuff as well. So we want to basically give everyone a fucking fair go, pardon the language. So yeah, I think now I can go. I think that's my 10 cents now. Gotta go.